They concentrated on his food and prayed to God for his mercy. They didn't understand why he was sitting here, where he was done with his breakfast and had no purpose to be in the kitchen. But he didn't say anything. After all, it was his home. Would he stop staring at me? You are? The eyes pointed, and he stopped chewing on the food inside his mouth. Had they said that out loud? Probably yes. God, how embarrassing. Theon could feel that blush was rushing down to his cheeks due to embarrassment, so he turned his head to the other side and continued to stuff down his thought. After a few minutes, they felt something were comforting his hand that was rested on the table. His heart was beat up. He knew who was he. His husband's son. God, what did he want now? They paused and waited for him to say something and brushed away the awkwardness. Theon, his voice was barely above a whisper. I'm sorry for what I did and I said last night. I was not in my sins, and they slowly turned his head toward his direction. To say Theon was shocked would be an understatement. He felt his heating was rising up inside his body as Jungkook was squeezing his hand and moved the wedding ring around his finger. They slowly met his gaze and saw him forming. I didn't mean a single word. I said I definitely didn't mean to hurt you. I'm so stressed. Everything happened in a short of time. Jungkook sighed and covered their hand with his both. Theon eyes, their hand and again meet the sparkle blue eyes. I just needed to take out my frustration, and unfortunately you appeared at the wrong time. I'm truly sorry. I promise I won't do that again. I promise I will try my best to make this work between us. I will do as much as I can, but please, just forgive me. His eyes were bleeding and they almost melted in those eyes. It's okay, I understand. They tapped his hand and smiled. His voice was coming out due to how nervous they was. If I were in your position, I would have done that worse. They assured him. Jungkook nodded at him and slipped his hand away. He formed the plate in front of him and felt his heart for beating loudly for no reason. But he had to see that unknown boy in another light. He had to live alone for a long time. Now to accept that boy, I was going to live with him. A boy he didn't know was hard, and he wasn't very fond of it either. I'll try to settle things down. You have to be patient, so you're willing to be. He waited patiently for day, and he was biting his lips continuously. He guessed it. It was his habit to bite his lips whenever he was nervous. He wanted Theon to forget about his ex, who was unfortunately his brother. But he didn't want Tae to fall in love with him either. He wasn't particularly fond of any emotion. I didn't see himself falling in love with him. It would be useless to even try. I am. They nodded, and he released a breath that he didn't. I'm getting late for the office. I would have left an hour ago, but I want to apologize for the last night. I must leave now. He said, and they nodded. After breakfast, he was just staring at the plate, thinking how nervous Jungkook made him, and their future together seems impossible. They sighed at his thoughts. Sir, do you need anything? Do you enjoy your breakfast? Yes, I did. And no thanks. You don't need to do anything, but I prefer you calling me Theon. They smiled at the middle-aged woman, who grinned happily at him. Of course, Theon, she said. When they heard his cell phone ring, he grabbed the phone from the table and walked upstairs in his room to talk in privacy. They noticed the call was for Theon. Instantly, he became happy and received the call without a single second. Hello, they said, and popped down on the bed. How are you? Theon's voice will feel like home again. I'm fine. What about you? Is everything okay at home? They asked, and he lay down on the bed, staring at the ceiling. Yeah, everything is fine. How is Jungkook? Did he trouble you? Did he? If he did, just tell me, and I would. He did no such thing. They grown. He was cooperative, and I don't know. Things are normal between us. They told him, skipping the heated argument for the last night. He didn't want to worry him. Okay, you can meet me at cafe. I would like to have talk with you, he demanded, and they know he would lecture him again, but he was not in complimenting. Okay, I'll be free, they nodded. He got ready to meet his brother and asked Jungkook to drop him off because he couldn't drive by himself. Back in the home, his father was very strict. He officially belonged to Korea. He never let them stay with his friends too late at night, and he had a certain control over his children, especially Theon. Theon was not allowed to go to concert or late night parties. He liked that. They never complained about that because that was how he grew up, and he didn't mean to his father, didn't love him. He loved him for all his heart. He fulfilled every single wish of him. He laughed with him, played with him, and he never let his child cross lines. That's why there was also, they know his limits, and he would never cross them, even if he married now. Or for a fact, they know that Jungkook will also like his family man. So there is no great difference between married life or single life. The driver stopped the car and his destination, and after a small thank you, he got out and walked inside the cafe. Stepping through, they noticed his brother was sitting down. They guessed he hadn't been in the office today. He upped and they hugged him and smiled. I have already ordered our favorite drinks, he informed him, and they nodded his head. So, what was it you wanted to talk about? They asked when their drink arrived and they both dug in. Nothing, he shrugged. I just wanted to know how you would, and Dad was worried about you. He thought you would do something stupid to yourself, and Mom couldn't stop crying the whole night, he said. They informed he didn't like it, one, and because he made his parents worry about him, they feel so guilty for causing everyone trouble. Everything is okay. Don't worry about me. Jungkook had been a good for me. At least we're trying to make it work between us, and you can assure Mom and Dad that we are okay. They smiled at him and saw the relief across his face. They didn't need to tell him that. Both of them had no intention to making anything work between them. Jungkook is a good man. I had talked with him yesterday. I don't know. I didn't see him before that, he said, clenching his fist tightly. If Dad heard you right now cursing like this, it would have shoved your head down to the pool for a good 15 minutes.